ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सह वीर्यं करवावहै।
सह वीर्यं करवावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं।
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्।
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्।
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवत्वेषिणीम्।
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्धामि भगवद्गीते भवत्वेषिणीम्।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः।
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः।
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः।
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरन्नु किम् हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महिम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः Yesterday we have seen this is the last stroke given by Bhagavan, and he says to Arjuna, even at the standpoint of society, if you see what people will do in back of you, then he says, Tava ahitaha, means one who are not your well-wishers. So, ahitaha means enemies. Your enemies, bahun vadishyanti, they will speak a lot, they will tell a lot, but what? Avachya vadanshcha, a many sentence or many word which cannot be even good person uttered. Such word, they, your enemies, will speak about you. And again, what they will do, tava samarthyam nindantaha, they will criticize, they will belittle your capacity, your courage. And a person who has such stature, one who has such bravery, for that person, what is the more pain than this? Tataha dukkhatarannukkim. For such person, what is more painful than this? People are talking about you and not for good. They will talk something bad about you, and a good person, for them, they will feel like to die. So tataha dukkhatarannukkim. So here I can say Bhagavan has completed his whole argument for all four levels, Atma, Jivatma, then Dharmic, and then society level. And lastly, what Bhagavan has says here, Hataha Swargaha Prapyasi Jitva Bhokshase Mahim. So Bhagavan says, here I have written, there are two possibilities in each and every battlefield, two possibilities. One, if person is fighting for some dharma, so one possibility is hataha, means you can die. So he can die. And second thing is either they can win also. So it says either you will die or you will win. So both way, if you will die, you will get Swargam Prapsisi. You will get Swarga. Because you are fighting for Dharma. And a person, and particularly army person who fights for Dharma, so if he become die, then that person will get definitely Swargam. He will get Swargam. And if they will win over Kaurava, then Mahim Bhokshase. You will enjoy. Mahim means, really speaking, the meaning of Mahim means Mother Earth, but here the kingdom. What you will get from Dhritarashtra means Hastinapur. You will enjoy. And this is the dharma of Kshatriya. The Kshatriya dharma is either you die or you win. So this is your dharma, this is your duty. So tasmat, for this reason, you are Kshatriya, you have to fight. Kaunteya uttishta. You please get up. Kaunteya, you uttishta, and Krutanishchayaha. Having resolved for what? Yuddha. You please, you make a firm decision in your mind. Now I will fight. So Yuddhaya Krutanishchayaha. Even you are keep on listening, but still I would like to clarification one thing. Whenever Yuddhaya, Yujjasva, something come, so it doesn't mean Krishna are always, give Arjuna's advice, please fight, please fight, please fight. But in front of Krishna, Arjuna is there. That's why being Kshatriya, Arjuna's duty is to fight. But if suppose in front of Krishna, suppose Nachiketa is sitting or standing, then what will be Krishna will say? So he's not Yuddhaya, but Patanam. You please do Abhyasa, you read, you do Yagnaha. So Yuddhaya, Bhagavan has keep on telling, but because Arjuna is Kshatriya. That's why Yuddha, because Yuddha is Kshatriya's duty. Yuddhaya Krutanishchayaha. And now, this is the indirectly, Bhagavan has introduced one thing, and he says, yesterday we have seen little bit here, Bhagavan says, Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. There is a one word, same krutva. Having done balance, having kept balance, what? Our mind, in which condition? So Bhagavan has mentioned or narrated three. One is sukha dukkhe. Second thing is labha alabho. And third one is jaya ajaya. Pleasure and pain, labha alabho, profit and loss, victory and defeat. So jaya ajayo, in all pair of opposite, what is your duty? First, same krutva. Keep your mind balanced, and then yuddhaya yujyasva. Then again you just join. For what? Or prepare yourself for yuddha, for war. And if you fight, naivam papam avapsyasi, you won't incur any papa because you are doing your duty. So I have written same krutva sukhe dukkhe labha alabho jaya ajayo. Same krutva means having made sameness, where all pair of opposite, and if you can't balance, and then tataha means then, yuddhaya yujyasva. You prepare yourself for yuddha, your war. Evam, in this way, papam na vapsyasi, you won't incur any papa. And why again Bhagavan has mentioned this papa, because in first chapter, Arjuna was arguing in front of Krishna, if I will kill all these people, then I will incur papa. That's why he says, Bhagavan says, papam na vapsyasi. I have written same krutva, means having made a same or having made a balance where sukha dukhe, labha alabho, jaya ajaya. And main thing, why we feel pleasure and pain, why we feel profit and loss, and at the same time, why we feel jaya and ajay. Why we feel today I have won and sometimes today I am defeat. Why? The reason is only one thing, our personal like dislike. Because of our this raga dvesha or like dislike, we feel an interesting thing. Sometimes we are in pain and some other person may be happy. Even right now, Arjun is in pain, but at the same time, Duryodhan, who is standing in front of him, is happy. So, sukh, pleasure, pain, success, failure is only a point of view. It is not, this is black and white, this is success, this is failure, this is pleasure. It is, we can't say. This is only point of view. And why this is a point of view? Because for some person, this is pleasure, for another person, it is a pain. And here, indirectly, Bhagavan has introduced one word, and it is called samatvam. So I have written, one word is samatvam. And the meaning of samatvam means balance. If some nowadays, in particularly in India, 10th and 12th examination, when kids are in 12th standard and when they have to give exam, they are in stress always because even parents keep on pressuring on them. You have to become doctor, you have to become an engineer, something. And if the boy or girl or student, they sits in examination, if first question he or she doesn't know, then that stress starts. Even they know another question, they cannot write properly. Why? No samatva. And everybody knows there are one, we used to say intellectual quotient, another is say EQ means emotional quotient, and third one we used to say SQ, spiritual quotient. What is samatvam? It is called EQ. Really speaking, the meaning of samatvam is EQ, means emotional quotient. Our mind should be emotionally balanced. It's called. So that's why I have written in Arjuna is Krishna's eye. What is the success in life? Somebody asked, what is the success in life? So according to Gita, in life, if we have a capacity to face failure or success without being too much disturbed, then we say we are success. Because life is always ups and downs. We have to face many challenging situations, but still if we can keep our mind balanced, then we are successful person. Because our mind is not disturbed in such situation, it's called samatvam. That's why Bhagavan has just introduced this samikrutva. If your mind is balanced and then you start war, then you won't disturb. It's called samikrutva because this all pair of opposite is only personal like dislike. And how one can keep our mind balanced? If we ask, then only one answer in Gita, and this is Karma Yoga. Only Karma Yoga. This Karma Yoga helps to keep Samatva Buddhi, not direct Jnanam, not even Upasana. Only Karma Yoga helps Samatva Buddhi. And why? Because I used to say, if person is not, it doesn't have Chitta Antakaran Shuddhi or Chitta Shuddhi, a person has a lot of Raga Dvesha, likes, dislike, and he sits in the cave and starts doing japa and upasana, whatever. When he or she comes out from cave, same raga, dvesha will continue. Then that person should give respect to them because they have done so much upasana, tapas. So, and why they are thinking, no samatva buddhi. So people always used to ask, what are the sadhana? What are the sadhana? First and important thing of sadhana is karma yoga. It is a long journey. Tattvamasi is very short journey, but this karma yoga is very long journey. And with the help of karma yoga, we can have samatva buddhi or we can have samekrutva, anything. People used to say, this is one example I have heard, one person here in India, I think in US is 4 years, no? After every 4-year president election. But here in India, we have 5 years. So one person used to stand in election for MLA, not for, but MLA, It's simple assembly they have to go. MLA, when he was 20 years old, he starts as a MLA post. So 20, every 5 years, he used to stand in such election. He never win. And he became 60 or 65 years old. So here also there is no problem, age problem. So even at the age of 65, he again stands in MLA election. And always he knows, he never win. So he never even bother about what is the result of election. So after election, he gets a phone call from some secretary, something. And that person, secretary says, this time you win the election. And that person cannot bear this happiness. And he got stroke, and he died. So it's called no samatva buddhi. Then two situations, one cannot even bear more pain, and person cannot bear more happiness. So that balance is called samekrutva. That's why Bhagavan says, samekrutva, what? Labha labho, jaya jayo, and what was sukha dukkhe, labha labha, jaya jayo. If you do like this, then tataha yuddhaya yujjasva, having kept your mind balanced, and then yuddhaya yujjasva, you prepare yourself for war. And if you do like this, then papam na avapsyasi. This is also future tense. Yet we have not seen, no? In future tense, always we have to add sya. In past tense, we are adding akara. But in future, we have to add sya. So whenever sya comes, avapsyasi. So Bhagavan says, you never get any papa. You never incur any papa because you are doing your duty. That's why I have written any duty, even, watchman duty, if you are doing diligently, sincerely, honestly, so it never gives you papa. So here, one topic is over. That's why I have shown this star. And the topic is called Gnana Yoga. In second chapter, main two things. One is Karma Yoga and first one is Gnana Yoga. So here, this Gnana Yoga chapter is over. Now Bhagavan must have thought, I don't know, but for Arjuna, Gnana is not, Arjuna himself is not prepared for self-knowledge. So Bhagavan has thought, let me introduce now what? Then he has said, let me introduce now Karma Yoga. So from this 39th verse, Bhagavan has introduced Karma Yoga. Esha te vihita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So in this verse, there are 3 sentences. So which one is there? So I have written, first one is Sankhya Esha Buddhi Te Abhihita. The meaning of Abhihita is I have told. What Bhagavan says, I have told. Esha Buddhi. Yeah? Here the meaning of Buddhi is not intellect. But here the meaning of Buddhi is wisdom, Jnanam, understanding. Bhagavan says, Sankhya, the meaning of Sankhya is Gnana Yoga. Bhagavan says, Esha Buddhi means this wisdom with reference to Sankhya, means Gnana Yoga, Te means to you, Abhihita, I have told. And why Sankhya? So that's why I have taken directly from Pujya Swamiji's home study. But really speaking, the meaning of Sankhya is, here there is a two things, Sankhya, some, plus Akhya. The meaning of Akhya, to explain. And some means proper. Sankhya, properly I have explained what? Wisdom about self-knowledge. That's why Samyak Khyayate, Akhyayate, Samyak Buddhi, it's called Sankhya. So here Sankhya means Atmagyanam. That wisdom I have told, Abhihita is told to, here to means whereas, now, yogetu. The meaning of yoga means karma yoga. With reference to karma yoga, imam buddhi. Now this wisdom with reference to karma yoga, may you listen. You please listen. This wisdom with reference to karma yoga. So here also Sankhya, if now you all are sitting only, grammar, one who knows grammar. So both are in 7th case, Sankhya and Yogi. So here it is not location, but with Vishaya Saptami, with reference to. So in this subject matter, we can translate like this. So I have completed this wisdom connected to Gnana Yoga, but now tu means whereas, this buddhi means this wisdom with reference to yoga, Shrunu, may you listen. And if Arjuna asks, and now you are keep on, telling something and something, what I will get? Then Bhagavan says, Yaya Buddhya Yuktaha. Yaya means by which, Buddhya means this wisdom. When you endowed with this such wisdom of Karma Yoga, what will happen? Karma Bandham Prahasyasi. Again this Hasyasi. Here not you will laugh, but ha means to give up. You will come out, you will give up, you will get rid of the bondage of karma. If you learn properly this Karma Yoga, then you will come out from what? So you will come out from bondage of action or karma. So this is the result of doing Karma Yoga. This is the result, If we say, if I using this washing powder, what is the benefit? Then we say your cloth will be more bright. Same way, if I follow this Karma Yoga, then what is the benefit? Then this is the benefit. Karma bandham prahasyasi. You will get rid of the bondage of karma. So what is the karma bandha? Once I have shown, but today I have prepared like this. Karma bandha means what is karma bandha? So it says karma bandha prahasyasi is this, because of this karma only we keep on have birth and death, birth and death. This is only for this karma. And why this keep on coming to us? Why we have so many birth and so many deaths? So once I have discussed, but this time I have discussed little properly. We all have one capital. I used to tell, and the name of that capital is Ajnanam. And Ajnanam of what? So our real nature. We, even though by knowing also, still we don't know. It's open secret. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya. This is open secret. And which one is open secret? Even in spite of knowing, I'm consciousness, I'm all pervading, but when we start our day-to-day life, then again we forget. So it's called Ajnanam. And because of Ajnanam, Jnanam is equal to, we think, Aham Purnaha, Aham Shantaha, Aham is I am embodiment of happiness. But in English, we can say the Jnanam is a person always feels secured. Person always is happy, security, happiness, and peace. He always shantaha, have peace of mind. But because of this knowledge, we don't have this type of knowledge. So opposite we have, and it's our capital. It's called Ajnanam. And because of this Ajnanam, we always feel something is missing inside. That makes us inadequate. Something is missing. And in Sanskrit, it says apurnata. We always feel something is, we are apurna. We don't have this, we don't have this. And still, we need three things. Peace. In whole life, we are working for this only. Peace. Happiness. And third thing is security. I always used to say, I have heard one example from somewhere else, I don't know, but one train is going on, in one bogie, many people were sitting. So one media person has started to take interview to each and every person. So there is one parent and one girl is sitting, and they ask, where are you going? Then they say, we are looking for one boy. This girl will get married. That's why we are going to see the boy. Then they say, if your girl will get married, then what will happen? Why you are forcing your girl to get married? Then she will be happy, no? That's why. Then next to this group, there is one boy sitting, little bit disappointed, little bit, this is a long face. And then again that media person asks, where you are going? He says, I'm going to Delhi. Then he says, why? Then he says, I need divorce. So because of some reason, it doesn't go well, both of us. So I need divorce. Then he says, why you need divorce? So he says, getting divorce, I think I will be happy. Then there is another whole team was going, football team, cricket team, something. And they ask why you are going. So if we will win the match, then we will be happy. One person is going to Rishikesh in search of happiness. So all people, they are going for different activities, but purpose is always happiness. But still, if we are seeking happiness outside, then never be happy always, because something, happiness cannot come from outside. So this is happiness, security, and peace. We always try to find out from outside. But still, then what we do, then we have desire. And what we have desire, I will buy something, then I will be happy. I will get married, then I will be happy. I will get divorced, I will be happy. I will go in Rishikesh and do japa, I will be happy. Something and something. They are trying and happy, happy, happy. So this is the desire to become happy. And after some time, simply sitting and doing desire doesn't work, no? Then they have to do work for happiness. They have to do work for security, they have to do for peace of mind, then they will do different karma. And doing this karma, they maybe do this karma in dharmic way or maybe illegitimate, both way. Short, quick, they can be rich. Being this, they are doing karma, either dharmic and dharmic, they will get what? Punya Papa. And because of Punya Papa, they have next Janma. Again, we have this Janma because of what? It's called karma bond. It's called the bondage of karma. So bondage of karma because of ajnana only. We feel we are buying. That's why we keep on doing in karma and in karma. But how can we come out from this karma bandha? So Bhagavan has given us in this verse, because of you, karma yoga, karma bandha, yaya buddhya, yaya partha. What is that? Buddhya yukto yaya partha, karma bandham prahasi. Yaya buddhya yukta partha. Because yaya, by which karma yoga buddhi yukta, when you endowed, when you become karma yoga is your lifestyle, then karma bandham prahasyasi. You will get out, will come out, or you will get rid of what? This bondage. So I was thinking whether I have written or not, but yeah, still I have written one thing. Karma. We can come out, karma can binds by likes and dislike. We want to get rid of our like and dislike. How we can be free from our like and dislike? So I think there are two ways. One I have called is relative way, and another is absolute way. Relative way means by doing karma yoga, our more or less raga dvesha will be neutralized, because everybody knows the definition of karma yoga. So because of doing karma, what we are doing for not personal like and dislike, we are doing karma. Still we are doing action, but not for myself, but for what? Ishvara. Then our personal like and dislike will go, and our mind will be prepared for Atma Jnana. So first is a relative, we can away from our like and dislike is can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Yeah, okay. Yesterday also same it was happened. I don't know why. So we can free from our own raga dvesha relatively by doing karma yoga. And karma yoga helps chitta shuddhi, give help for chitta shuddhi, and this chitta shuddhi is called prepared mind. Our mind will be prepared, and for what? To receive Atma Jnana, self-knowledge. And then if we listen or Vedanta or any Upanishad, then we know our real Swarupa, our real nature, then we can everlast, we can abide in our own Swarupa, then no personal raga dvesha. But first, we have to go through this. We can't jump to absolute raga dvesha. First, how can we minimize our raga dvesha? By performing karma yoga only. That's why if you remember, once I have shown something to you, that's why even I have kept ready, if you remember or not. Once you have told, no, this sadhana, somebody has asked, Raviji, I think, but they say, in each and every person, if they would like to become, they say, I like Upasana sadhana, somebody says, I love Karma Yoga sadhana, but it is not like that. Where is this? It says, we know there is a three type of karma: sattvic karma, rajasic karma, and tamasic karma. Sattvic karma help for inner growth maximum. And which type of sattvic karma? So helping others, what we are doing selfless, we contribute more, and our focus is not our mundane growth, but we are interested in inner growth. So this sattvic karma helps inner growth, means our EQ, that what we are discussing, it will increase. It's called sattvic karma. What is rajasic karma? More or less selfish. They never help others. They always oriented for individual, no contribution, and focus in material growth. So inner growth will be stagnant. That person, inner growth, want much more. EQ won't be there. Maybe they have much more wealth, but no EQ. And what is tamasic karma? They can do anything for themselves, even they can harm other person, they can hurt other. Such karma is called tamasic, but here inner growth will go down. In sattvic karma, inner growth will increase. In rajasic karma, inner growth will be stagnant, but in tamasic karma, inner growth will be less, it will go down. And now, this karma. So I have written sattvic karma. For ourselves I am talking, more or less. Sattvic karma, we can do three ways: at physical body level, at our speech level, and at mind level. And that we know, so I don't want to go in detail. Then what will happen? So they say, I want self-knowledge. So each and every person has to go through first karma yoga. And what is karma yoga? It will come. But I have just written as a karma. In karma, there is a two word. One is karma and one another is yoga. The meaning of yoga is attitude. And attitude means in which disposition of mind we are doing karma, in which type of disposition of mind we are receiving the result of karma. That attitude is called yoga. In karma, it will come two things: how we are doing karma and how we are receiving the result of karma. So by doing this, what will happen? So that samatvam, the result of by doing karma yoga is samatvam. The meaning of samatvam means no much ups and down we feel in our mind. So here it is samatvam. So what is the benefit of karma yoga is samatvam. Our mind is balanced, and the meaning of balance is no ragadvesha. In this, in Vedantic way, they say chitta shuddhi, chitta shuddhi. This is first sadhana, but what would be the second? That's why I said second one is from 6th chapter of Gita. It's for Upasana. In Chandogya, first to 5 chapters. 6th is that Uddalaka, Shipak, the Thomasi. In Chandogya Upanishad, first 5 chapter is Upasana only. And the Upasana is meditation. And again, meditation is doing japa mentally. There is a no thoughtless mind. But whenever Upasana and meditation come, whatever we like, any mantra, if we are chanting without even moving tongue, it's called Upasana meditation. We may be personal God, Ishta Devta, and we like everything is Lord, whatever. But what we are doing by mind is called Upasana. So what is the benefit by doing this? So it says, our concentration will be increased. We becomes more and more introvert. But antarmukh, this karma yoga makes people bahirmukh, extrovert. But this upasana make us introvert, and our mind more or less is open, and we are ready to accept people as they are. This is the benefit of upasana. Same time, what is the benefit of karma yoga? No raga dvesha, no chitta shuddhi, and chitta, no chitta shuddhi, only chitta shuddhi. Here, concentration, introvert, and we are starting accept people as they are. And after doing this, then third is in all Upanishad, it's called Jnana Yoga. And in Jnana Yoga, mainly three sadhana, 1, 2, and 3. First one is called Shravanam, what we say. But the Shravanam is to listen scriptures consistently, seriously, for the length of time and under the direction of Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru. Not simply reading. It's called Shravanam. Even there are many people nowadays, we listen Puja Swamiji, but without knowing anyone, if you keep on listening, recording, it also doesn't work for self-knowledge. We need some guru. We heard Puja Swamiji a length of time. So if we are listening video, then it will work. But if we don't know the person, we are simply listening, it doesn't work. So Shravanam, to listen the scriptures, consistent, serious length of time, and under the guidance of Shrotriya Brahmanist Guru is called Shravanam. Second sadhana is called Mananam. And by doing this, what will happen? We have many doubts, and by listening, we may have doubts, and that doubt will go. Teacher will resolve our all doubts by Mananam. The benefit, even I have written, but the phalam of Shravanam is Ajnana Nivritti. Our ignorance will go. I have written here, Ajnana Nivritti. By Mananam, our all doubts. So it says Sanshaya Nivritti. Our all doubts will go. So by Shravanam, Ajnana Nivritti, by Mananam, Sanshaya Nivritti, and last, by doing Nididhyasanam, is for what? Assimilation of knowledge. And by what will happen? Viparita Bhavana Nivritti. Viparit means opposite. Bhavana, our thinking process, it will go. In which type of thinking process? I am body, I am mind, I am doing action, I am angry, I am in pain, I am sorrowful. These all are called Viparita. Totally opposite our thinking process, it will go. And when we know I am mere only consciousness, nothing else, then there is no karma. That karma bandha prahasyasi, but starts, it will from karma yoga. So when Bhagavan says, karma bandham prahasyasi, you will get rid from whole bondage of karma, first relatively and last is ultimately. But we can't just by mere listening, we can have self-knowledge. These all are steps. And always people ask, which one is the best? So here, there is no option. All are compulsory. All sadhanas are compulsory. No option. Only we don't know how much we have completed in past life. So whatever is, our conducive, or more we like more, we can say we have covered last, then we have to go further. So this all are compulsory. By karma yoga, raga dvesha, by upasana, our mind will be focused, and by jnana. But Bhagavan says karma bandha prahasyasi, but which karma bandha? This one, last one. But this is relative. What I say, this is absolute. But to go to ultimate, we have to go through first relative. Raga dvesha. Raga dvesha will go, no personal karma. This personal karma, without personal, our intention, our whatever we are doing, is just for joy, chitta shuddhi. Then only jnana yoga will work. That's why people are keep on talking. We are listening for 20 years, 25, 30 years, but why it doesn't work? This is the reason. Okay, they have not completed. More or less, all people have not completed karma yoga completely. Then only it will work. And in karma yoga also, one thing I would like to share, you must be knowing that one word is coming, bhakti. The meaning of bhakti, they say bhakti yoga is different, jnana yoga, raja yoga. This is coming in our Ramakrishna Paramahansa's literature. But when we say bhakti, so where bhakti will come? Here only. Because without bhakti, devotion, we can't do karma yoga. So people say, now first you do karma yoga, then I will do bhakti. But no, each and every action, what we are doing in day-to-day life, if we are offering to Ishvara, without this bhakti, we can't do. So for karma yoga, bhakti is must. The meaning of bhakti means our love towards Ishvara is very much necessary. Without this, we can't do is karma yoga. Otherwise, it will be mechanical. Even I am offering to Ishvara, maybe mechanical. So in karma yoga only, Ishvara comes. Same way, here in Upasana also, if we are doing japa, any mantra, Ishvara comes, and only because of grace of Ishvara, we can come up to Jnana Yoga. So in every way, we need Ishvara, Ishvara's blessing. Without Ishvara's grace, we can't complete any sadhana. And people, some people they say, now I'm doing sadhana, don't disturb me. Before 2 days, one lady has come and she says, really speaking, she has come to ashram and she says, I would like to do sadhana so I can achieve something. Then I say, if you are living your day-to-day with happiness, this is sadhana. Sadhana is sitting somewhere in the corner and with long face and hardly is not sadhana. If we are living day-to-day life with all cheerfulness, all happiness, this is only sadhana. But because they think only sitting in meditation, they can be happy. I say without meditation, if you are happy, then only sadhana is successful. Otherwise, what is the meaning of sadhana? But they don't understand. There are many people. So this is that what Bhagavan says here. So karma binds, karma bandha prahasyasi. So when personal likes and dislike will go, so relatively it will go by karma yoga. This karma yoga helps prepare our mind, and with the prepared mind, if we listen jnana yoga, then we abide in our real swarupa. This is the way of life. This is the way to even do what we not arrange, but we can. We have to make firm how to live our life, not randomly, not abruptly. We should know what will come first, what will come second, and what will be last. Preference, not first jnanam, then karma yoga one will know. This is the way. And more about this, Next week we will see, because still in Karma Yoga a lot we have to say. Then we will go further in Karma Yoga, because this is the main. Atma Yoga, Atma Jnana is very easy. More difficult is Karma. Any question?
Very nice chart, Swamiji. Nice way of showing that progression.
Can you send to us, Swaminiji, that chart you made?
Yeah, I will send it to you. Definitely.
Yeah, this is very nice teaching.
So basically, we should prepare ourselves for the prasada buddhi. That is the basic thing.
Yeah. This prasada buddhi helps to keep away our personal raga dvesha.
But Swamiji, I keep going back to what you said. You're the first one, first teacher from whom I heard. Cheerfulness is moksha. Like prasanna vadanam is moksha.
Yeah.
Like that's very difficult. Even if you understand prasada buddhi, to be cheerful is difficult.
There is one lady has come to meet me. What?
In
Yeah. That lady.
oh no, you go ahead, Swaminiji. Yeah.
Yeah. That lady's husband is a well-known doctor. They have very big bungalows. They are living in one ashram. They are doing sadhana, but still they are not happy. So what is the meaning of doing sadhana? That's why I told her the meaning of sadhana is you can be cheerful. There is always, if you make you long face, you have always complained with each and every plumber, carpenter, husband. So what is the meaning?
So we know we should have the prasada buddhi, but how to train ourselves to get that prasada buddhi?
Yeah, I think the prasada buddhi is actually easy for people. It's just that.
No, it is not at all easy.
Okay, I'm telling my opinion. Prasada buddhi is relatively easier, but not brooding over things is very difficult. We brood over things, like why it is happening, even though we understand it's prasada.
That's why I have told, when prasad buddhi will work, then you have love to Ishvara. When you are love, otherwise we have complained again.
Right, exactly.
Why Ishvara is giving to you? So if we love Ishvara, then whatever is giving is always good for me.
Yeah, I mean, really the prasada buddhi translation would be love Ishvara for Ishvara's sake, nothing else.
That's why
And whatever he gives, take it as it is.
Yeah, it is good. He's doing it because it is good for me. He's doing it to make me grow emotionally, even though it's like taking medicine sometimes. Even though it's bitter, but it makes me healthy in the long run.
So if we go backwards, we can say utter surrender.
Yeah, total, yeah. That's why I used to say there is a one word, sadhana sadhya, Sadhana means to be gained, and sadhana means instrument. Suppose aeroplane is an instrument for transport. So after completing our transport, we have just reached in some another place. Do we remember airport or aeroplane? No, because it is only mere instrument. And the same way, more or less, we are using Ishvara as an instrument. We always pray to Lord, please, this have some problem, please solve it. I will do something for you. Then if Ishvara has solved our problem, then what we have committed, we will do. But after, Ishvara goes.
Yeah, it's mechanical actually.
But for a person who is a sadhanam also Ishvara, and for whom Sadhya is a Ishvara, then only prasad buddhi works.
Correct.
Very difficult.
It's like not blaming the airplane when just because you're going through turbulence, it's still carrying you. It's still carrying you through the turbulence.
Yeah, in the Bhagavatam, Prahlada says when Nrsimha Swami is happy with him, he says, "What boon do you want?" And Prahlada says, "I don't want any boon." So I'm very happy, because I have you. I don't need any boon. And then there is a phrase that comes there. It's called Vanik Buddhi, like trader Buddhi.
Yeah.
So you are not trading with Ishvara. Like you give me this, I will give you Archana, or you give me this, I'll give you that.
So,
Yeah.
but one question, some contradiction. I don't. Maybe it's I'm not understanding it properly. So we say we should take Ishvara as the. I mean, he is the leader. We have to reach him. Nothing else should matter. We just should love Ishvara without expecting anything good or bad. Whatever he gives, we have to take it. But at the same time, we also say we have to do prarthana to sankalpa to get something. We should not have that, right?
Yeah, we can have sankalpa. No, Ishvara, please make my buddhi. Chitta Shuddhi, give me Chitta Shuddhi.
For buddhi, it's okay. But even then, we are
Being
asking him something, right? We are asking him to give
That's
something.
a different kind of desire. You're asking for Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham,
No problem.
Bhikshan Dehi Cha Parvati. Shankaracharya says Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. I think asking for that is not a desire really.
Yeah.
It's a desire that puts an end to all the worldly desires.
I know one story. There is one husband wife. They both have love marriage. They got married and they are traveling for somewhere else in one island for honeymoon. Both were going in one boat, big steamer. Then cyclone has come. Everybody was they are rushing and everything. Even his wife, this new couple, wife was very worried. What will happen? They will die. But that person, her husband was sitting quietly. Her husband, even though they both have love marriage, but still he loves Ishvara also. So their wife asked to her husband, why you are so quiet? Why you have no anxiety, no worry? Why you don't have a fear of death? She asked. Then what he has done, he has one gun in his pocket. He kept that gun on forehead of his wife. He said, I will kill you. That husband says to her, wife, I will kill you. And both have love marriage and she laughs. How can you kill me? Because you are my husband. We both love each other. How can you kill me? He says, same love I have with Ishvara. How can he kill me? Such love, only if we have, then whatever comes is grace.
Nice.
Now, Purnamada, huh?
There
Yes.
is a poem, Swaminiji, that I remembered. It's by Rudyard Kipling called "If."
Mm-hmm.
In that poem, Kipling was born and raised in India, so I'm very sure he must have been influenced by the Gita very much.
Yeah.
So in this poem, he says if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two imposters just the same, then the world is yours.
Yeah.
So it's the same. That's sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labha jaya jaya idea. And apparently they put this verse of Kipling in the top of the dressing room, the entrance to the center court in Wimbledon. So before you enter the center court to play the finals, you see this verse on top.
Wow.
There was one, sorry Swamiji, last thing. There was one time Puja Swamiji said, somebody asked him, what do you need to do to be happy? He said, nothing, just be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, happiness is not gained by action.
Yeah.
Just be.
Yeah,
Just
just
be.
be.
Yes.
Swami TV always says that, just be.
That's
I know
the
it's
difficult part.
I used to
Yeah.
think,
When,
like you say, instead of saying I am a doer, You just say, I am a beer. So,
Yeah. I think there's a famous sentence in, I know Swamiji needs to get dinner, so I'll stop. And then in St. Paul or St. John also says only two words, be still.
yeah, be still.
Shivam. Shivoham.
Shivam. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji. Very nice.
Shall we do Purnavadana? Om Purnamadav Purnamidam
Purnat
Purnamudachyate.
Purnasya
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate.
Vasishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Swamiji.